Hi everyone, my name is Quill and I'm the creator of Woes of a Male Lead on Webtoon Canvas, and I'll be showing you my tips and advices and mostly the features on Clip Studio Paint that I use to make my webtoon. So first off, we're going to go to File, New, and Webtoon to make a new canvas. I typically use 1600 by 20,000 pixels. So the reason I use such a long or huge canvas is because I want to make sure that the flow of the story is very smooth and easy to understand for myself. And so for the resolution, I use around 300 to 350. This is because maybe in the future you want to print out the comic that you're making, you want to change it into a comic book format, you wouldn't lose the quality. And as you can see here, I already have a template that I've made, which I'm going to show you later. It's very important in my comic making skills. And for the number of pages, I usually go around 10 to 11 pages for each chapter. Really depends on my outline. So now we have the pages to make. Okay, it's because I clicked on the template, like you can see that it's already automatically here. For my template, I usually just put storyboard, text and balloon and sound effects. And you could change the color by going to here. Once you've made your template, well, it's not really a template yet, it's just a canvas with your layers here. And for the sound effects, I just go to border effect and make the edge color white or black, whichever you usually use. I use both. Okay, now that you have your layers, you can just go to edit and register materials and template. And then you can save it wherever you want. I've already saved mine. Well, I already have it here. So whenever you make a new webtoon, just search. I need to find it here. Once you have your canvas already opened and you have your template, just draw your storyboard as you've already outlined it. I usually outline my story in my Google Docs, and it's pretty easy because you can access it whenever, wherever. And as you can see on the screen, I put my texts and my bubbles during the storyboarding process because it's easier for me to remember what the characters are saying, and it saves more time in my opinion. So another feature that I use that is readily available in Clip Studio Paint is the Webtoon preview feature. So it basically looks like this, only a part of the canvas is seen here. The way you can view this is to go to view and on-screen area for Webtoon. You can change the settings. I usually do like 1 by 1.8. Just click OK and make sure it's checked. And so like when you preview it, it looks basically you're like viewing it as if it's on a phone. And it really helps me because I can see the flow of the story and how many panels are in each page, you know? So I highly recommend using this feature. Okay, so I've already done a part of my storyboard, and so I'm going to show you this useful tool, which is the panel tool. You just click on it and drag however you want the panel to be, and it just creates a new folder with the mask area. And so you basically just draw within the mask area. And it's so useful because you don't have to make everything from scratch, like the borders and the masking area. And the cool thing is you can change the size of the panel as well by clicking on the control points. Just click on the panel and then you can just move it freely like this. You can also use the polyline frame tool, which I selected right here, to make the frame as well. You can make the panel shape from the beginning. You don't have to change it. After but I prefer the square one because it's easier for me to change and make straight lines. So the next tip is use the vector layer. I see so many people not making use of this amazing feature. They draw on their raster layer and for some reason they forget that the vector layer exists, or they just don't know how to use it. It's like one of the most amazing thing Flip Studio Paint has, which other programs like maybe Medibang, Paint, or Sai. I mean, actually, Sai has is the line work. I think it does have. Fire Alpaca doesn't have. Krita, I don't think it has. Like this vector layer, like you could do so many amazing things with it. Okay, let me show you an example. So I have my sketch done and I'll quickly do a line art using the vector layer. So this is my brush. Okay, I'll just draw quickly. Okay, say that I don't like how it looks. Okay, I want to move it or I want to enlarge it. You could just use the lasso tool. You can enlarge it. And you can see that the pixelation hasn't been ruined, like the quality of the line is still the same. However, if we use the raster layer, okay, let me draw here. Okay, if you draw with the raster layer and you want to change the size, look, it becomes a bit blurry on the edges instead of the one on the vector layer. Like, of course it's going to be thicker, but you can change the size of the vector layer by going to objects and brush size. See how cool it is? Like you could do so much with the vector layer, but with the raster layer, I mean, you can use the liquify tool, like, but it loses the quality of the line work, and you don't want that, do you? And if you don't like the lines of your line work, you could just click on the line and wait, sorry, click on the line, just change the line shape, like drag it, and you can erase it using the vector eraser. I usually do the erase up to the intersection, make sure it's checked, and like there, like you already cleaned it up, like it's sharp and clear now. But unlike the raster, you can't really fix it, like it's still gonna be blurry once you've already enlarged it. So use the vector layer, man. Like Clip Studio Paint already has it. Makes life so much easier. Another useful feature that Clip Studio has is the text and balloon feature. So you can basically like draw your own speech bubbles immediately without having to like make your own. I could easily like input all the texts and speech bubbles without wasting a lot of time making it from the scratch. So you can even put like, you know, the dense flash where people use it, like most webtoon artists use it for thoughts. You could just, it's already like in the program itself. You don't have to draw it. That's why like even professionals use Clip Studio Paint to make their comics. I know a lot of people are going to ask me my coloring process, but I already showed my coloring process on Instagram. So I'll probably do a separate video to show my coloring process. So my last advice would be on how to export your webtoon. So you have your whole episode finished, your whole chapter finished, and you want to export it. I recommend exporting the files in JPEG because PNG is a larger file in general, so you would have limited amount of pages or images you can upload onto Webtoon. So let me show you how to export it. File, you can export Webtoon here. Export Webtoon, you click it, and JPEG. Okay, select the folder you want to save it in. You can name it whatever. Chapter 7 is fine. Alright, so you have to see which platform you're uploading it on. I upload both on Webtoon and Tapas. So Webtoons, let me show you. We see here, if you want to upload a chapter, you can't exceed the maximum dimensions, which is 800 by 1280 pixels. However, for Webtoon, they can automatically slice it, which it says here. Okay, for Tapas, the maximum capacity is like 20 megabytes like Webtoon, and the maximum width is a bit bigger, 940. However, I would save the width as 800 pixels and all pages, and usually I export the pages separately because Webtoon and Tapas would slice it for you. Clip Studio Paint can slice the pictures for you. You could do by 800 by 1280 pixels as well. I'll do both. I'll save it as a really long canvas and the cropped images so I can show you guys how it would look like. So you just go to the file where you saved it in. If you slice the images, the whole episode is going to look like this. There's 72 images, which is less than 100, and that's enough to fit the whole chapter in one update. Right, I'm going to show you guys what it would look like if you exported it separately. So it's the same, specified width is 100 pixels. All pages, export pages separately. Number of files is 10 because it's 10 pages. Okay, and it will export. Ta-da! There it is. You see 10 pages, 10 separate files. So I'm going to show you how it's going to look like in Webtoon. So click on Webtoon. Let me show you the cropping feature on Webtoon. So select file. Okay, let's see, page 1. So see, it already cropped it automatically for you. You don't actually have to slice the images using the Webtoon feature and Clip Studio Paint because Webtoon can slice it for you. Same with Tapas. Let me show you on Tapas. You could upload the file. For some reason, Tapas takes a bit longer than Webtoon to slice it, but gets the job done here. If you preview it, God, I'm spoiling it. Okay, good. You don't slow down. Alright, see, you can slice it as well. That's all the advices I am willing to share because I don't want to make it too long. Thank you guys for watching my video. If you want more videos like this, just subscribe to my channel and I'll make more Webtoon tutorials in the future. Thank you.